All right, this week in CIST 2531, we're looking at Chapter 5, Transforming Artwork. In this lesson, we're going to look at different tools we can use for editing, creating artboards, the properties for editing artboards. Look at using the free transform command. We'll look at how we can resize, move, rotate, or skew an object, an image as well. First, we'll look at creating artboards. There's a couple of ways you could do this. With the selection tool selected, you can use the Edit Artboard option in the panel. And with this is going to allow you to edit an artboard or create one. Okay, I'm going to use this to create, so you'll see that I have my tool, and I just simply click and drag. You'll see I get my width and height settings, and it creates an artboard. If I double click on this is going to be my artboard options where I can give it a new name. I've got presets that I can use, different options and stuff that I can set in here as well. Okay, I'm going to hit cancel on that. Now, if I want to edit an artboard, you'll notice that my artboard tool is selected right now because I did click that button to go in the artboard edit mode. So if I click on the other artboards, this one is locked. And now I have this artboard one selected, so I can go in and change properties of it as well. I can also use this to create an artboard. So if I select this tool, it's going to put me in artboard edit mode. So I can create new artboards. Once again, double click, it's going to take me into properties of this I can change. I can also change this name here. And once again, down in the bottom, I've got different artboards I can cycle through here as well. Now, also with the artboards, I can copy these as well. One thing, remember you have your fit all in windows or fit artboard window. I'm going to fit all in windows. So if I want to copy between files, okay, so for example, I'm going to copy the cities with the largest number of bike commuters. So I'm going to select that artboard, edit, get the board selected. I have this path locked, so let me unlock this. Now we'll go up to edit, copy. You'll see that when I paste it into this box stats, in this case, I'm just getting a blank artboard. Okay, so I'm just copying the artboard without any of the artwork. So if I want the artwork itself, I will need to select the artboard. Now when I do this, it's going to tell me, even this warning, that hidden or locked objects will not be moved. You see that now when I paste this into the new file, I can copy that entire artboard over using the artboard tool. A couple things also here that working with rulers and guides, these can be turned on just as they were with Photoshop. These are in the property panel. You can see that the rulers can be turned on. I can double click to add a guide, or I can also click and drag the guides to a certain location. Now with these guides also, I can right click a ruler and I can change how the ruler is measured. So if I want it in, say, inches instead of pixels, I can. But let's say I want to clear a guide off. I can right click on the guide and choose the undo ruler guides to remove the individual guides. I also got the options here for the hide guides, which will hide everything. Once again, though, if I come in here, well, let me just drag these back down. Turn show guides back on. So turning the show guides back on, they're still there. I can also turn on grids or transparency grids as well over here. I can also do some right clicking and show the grid or hide the grid as well. A couple of things I can do is we're going to look at transforming objects. With my selection tool selected, I'm going to select this building. You see I get the bounding box that allows me to resize the building. I can also rotate. You also notice in the transform group over here in the properties, I can change the X and Y coordinates, the width and height. I can choose to whether these maintain their proportions. I can also rotate 90 degrees, 30 degrees, flip horizontally or vertically as well. Here is with this. A couple other things I can do with this is double click it. I can take individual sections of this. Let me flip this back around. So right now I just have just the Portland. I noticed it wasn't all together, so I've just got just this object. So I can use this to size it, resize it, rescale it, move it to a new location, change the dimensions, rotation. I can also come to appearance and change the fill colors. Add a stroke to this, change the stroke color. The opacity can be changed as well. All right, so I can really manipulate the object using my properties panel and my bounding box. The puppet warp tool, for this, let's go down to the bicyclist. This is what you guys will be working on with this. All right, so with this, I want to use the free transfer tool. And one of the things here, first let's look at the shear tool. The shear tool is what you'll be using in this on the road. When you get to the shearing object section, this is the shear tool. I can use this to redesign an object, reposition. You guys will be using it to make dashes in a roadway. All right, so let me click off of this. We'll look at the first. I'll look at the transform over here. Okay, so we do have some more options that we can set for the transform and the height, width, rotate, and shear options here in the properties. Once again, if you're needing any tool, you can look into your options to see if the tool has been added. As you see, there's all kinds of different tools you can add to this. Because my freeform tool has not been added here, so I'm going to add my puppet warp tool, my freeform tool. And we'll look at those too. So choosing an image, I can come to my freeform tool, and that gives me the options for the bounding box where I can manipulate this. Using the puppet warp tool, so I can place pins, and then by dragging that pin to a new location, I can manipulate the way the image looks. Now, granted, normally I would really want to put a pin in the background itself. Before I would work on this. Now, if I have the object selected, you'll see that pins have already been selected for that, so I can manipulate these without changing the rest of the image, without having to place pins. So that's the benefit of pre-selecting your image versus having the artboard selected when using the pin, the freeform, or the puppet warp tool, excuse me.